Did you know that the regular season starts in 6 days? How amazing is that? And what that means is we now are going on injury news. We got to talk injury news going forward. And the Lions just received both good and bad injury news. But I'm going to go ahead and say that the news, for the most part, is very, very good. All right. It's very good injury news. So in this, we're going to go through what that news was, kind of how that's going to affect this team going forward, and how long these players are expected to be out. So we get some Lions injury updates. I'm going to start with the bad, and then I'm going to go to the good. All right. I'm going to start with the bad and then go to the good. The bad is that Ife Melifonwu is probably not going to play in the first week. I don't think he is. He's dealing with an Achilles injury. It says right here, and it's been something that's been lingering for some time, and the healing process is slow moving. And here's what I'm just going to say real quick about that. It's an Achilles issue. Let it be slow. The last thing you want is for this guy to pop an Achilles. You don't want that Achilles tear. You want to leave it as kind of that struggle. Get him right before you get him back on the field. Get him right. And then when you look at our depth chart, here's the beautiful thing about it. You still have Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph that you can throw in the back end. You still have them that you can throw in the back end. Our lads was a little wrong. I think Strickland needs to be moved up here. All right, 2 spots into the safety. All right, he's not as much of a nickel as I want him to be at safety. But you still have Brandon Joseph back there, who proved he could be not a... I don't know what's the word I want to use. Not going to be a liability, but he is, he can play if these other guys need a breather. But Kirby Joseph from his hip has been fully healthy. Brian Branch from his offseason surgery is looking good. I think we still have what many people believe to be our best 2 starting safeties that are still healthy. I love Melifonwu, and I think he's phenomenal. So we'll just see what happens with that. All right, now there is also DJ Reader. It's looking like he's going to be week 2. All right, Dan Campbell said, I would love to say that we're targeting that week 1. We're just going to take it as it comes. Campbell said of Reader ahead of cutdowns. We'd always said long term that we were kind of shooting for week 2 versus Tampa Bay. Look, our eyes are open, and we're going to pay close attention and see how he does, how he feels, and kind of go from there if it's sooner. Remember, DJ Reader had that torn quad or whatever it was, just sounds so painful, right? Quadriceps, are you kidding me? Largest muscle in the body, right? So we're sitting here, he has that tear, and he's making his way back from it. It's not the first time he's had it, so he knows his body. He knows when he's going to be ready to play. He's come back from it. It's not the same injury that he had before. It's the other leg. It is the same injury. It's just the different leg. So that is what you have. But once again, let's go to the depth chart. All right? When you look at our depth chart, we still have Aleem McNeil. We still have Levi Onwuzurike. We still have Mekhi Wingo. All right? By the way, if you go down here on the practice squad, all right, you still have Kyle Peko, who I would very much say, it's a good chance that he is going to get elevated to the main roster if DJ Reader is not able to go. Onwuzurike, McNeil, Wingo, all right, Peko, not to mention that guys like Josh Paschal can move down and actually play inside when needed. This is a deep position, and it's okay. All right? Campbell actually identified Aleem McNeil, Levi Onwuzurike, Josh Paschal, and Mekhi Wingo as players that they needed to count on this week. So, again, that further points to week 2 start. So that's the bad news. Melifonwu and Reader, 2 defensive starters, are going to be down, and that is bad news. But here's the good news. Are you ready for it? Because I am excited. All right? So, the players who are ready are supposed to include Jahmyr Gibbs. Thank you. All right, hamstrings are terrifying. Just stay healthy over the next 6 days, my friend. Stay healthy. All right, Sam Laporta. He changes this offense. And you knew they were looking that like Sam Laporta was going to be good because they only kept 3 tight ends, right? Kevin Zeitler, he is going to be healthy again. That shoulder must be feeling better. Carlton Davis, Terrion Arnold. All right, these are all really important starting players. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters. All right, Malcolm Rodriguez, Ennis Rakestraw all returned to practice over a week ago, and they have been playing. All right, the official injury report is due on Wednesday. We're going to know a bunch more when that happens, and it'll provide a more detailed idea of what's happening. But for now, what we are seeing is that these players that are back, Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Now let's go to the depth chart and just look at these guys. Losing Jahmyr Gibbs, there's nobody yet that is ready to take that spot from him. Like, that would have been a huge loss. That would have been a huge loss for this team. All right? And so Jahmyr Gibbs being healthy is really big because that completely changes our offense. Same when you look at Sam Laporta right here. All right? I love Brock Wright. I'm glad we matched the contract offer that came from the San Francisco 49ers. But Brock Wright and Parker Hesse do not have the dynamic playmaking ability that Sam Laporta has. They just simply don't have it. So you need a guy like Laporta to be in there. It's extremely helpful. All right? Same with Zeitler. Like, this guy is a Pro Bowler. This is a guy who has been a starter in this league for a decade. And if you would expect Coyote Iwasika or Michael Neese to be able to fill in and do what he did, you're wrong. It's not going to happen. So to have him back, big time. Big time. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball. If we were without both Davis and Terrion Arnold, now all of a sudden you're looking at Vildor and Dorsey. And don't get me wrong, they did an admirable job against the starters for the Chiefs. All right, and I thought they did. I thought they held their own. But we've been down this road. We've seen what it looks like when we have subpar corners. So if you're lacking that corner depth, then all the things that you did to fix your defense are gone. So this is why I think it's more good news than bad. The players that were injured and are making it back are at more important spots when it comes to depth and what's behind them than the players that aren't making it back. All right? Melifonwu, like, they were saying he wasn't even going to be a starter. He was going to play. I'm sure he would have played 40% of snaps, but you still have your starters, Branch and Joseph, out there. That's helpful. All right? DJ Reader, of course he's really good. All right, but you'll have Aleem McNeil play that role, and then you hope that, or even Levi Onwuzurike, and I don't think it's as big of a drop-off at defensive tackle. Even Pecco can go in there and do those things, as it would be from Jahmyr Gibbs to whoever would be our pass-catching down or back. Because if David Montgomery's out, you're like, all right, well, we have Craig Reynolds, and they're in a similar build kind of type of deal. There's no similar build to Jahmyr Gibbs. The dude is out of control. So I think it's mostly good news. You want your team healthy week 1, and it looks like we're going to be there because we're in for a dogfight against the Rams. Matt Stafford is coming in here. He's coming for blood. All right? I did a question on our community post. I think like 5,000 of you responded, which is awesome. Thank you. But I said, what quarterback do you fear the most this year? And I think I said Stafford, Love, Caleb Williams, and maybe Josh Allen or something like that, because I think we played Josh Allen in the Bills. And the number one answer the last time I looked at it yesterday was still Matt Stafford. Jordan Love was climbing up fast, though. Like, he had caught a lot of ground, which I thought was really unique. But that's because we know the bad blood that has created between Stafford and us. We need a healthy team in order to take down a good playoff Rams team that's out for revenge. All right, there's some injury good news on a Monday. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Maybe buy a t-shirt. I don't know. See you on the next one.